Ungulungu group. Last bit of sunning before going to sleep. And this is a bit of a meerkat anatomy that I'll be looking at. Meerkats have very enlarged hip bones, which allow them to stand up easily on their back legs. They also have very flexible spines and very narrow forequarters or shoulders. They've got 4 very long, non-retractile nails that can't withdraw into the skin on each front foot or paw, and 4 shorter nails on the back feet or paws. They have no hair underneath their feet. They have very long winter coats and shorter summer coats, and always have extra long hairs on their back legs, which we like to call guard hairs, which protect them from biting insects, usually especially ants. Meerkats have very little hair on the front side or the ventral side, stomach area of their bodies, which allows the dark grey skin to show through easily when they're warming up what I like to call nature's solar panels, which is typically what they do in the early morning, and in fact right now some of them are nodding off the setting sunlight. Meerkats have very dark masks around their eyes, which I like to call nature's Ray-Ban sunglasses, or built-in sunglasses, because they absorb reflective light to enhance vision. Meerkats have a special membrane that flicks from the inside to the outside of the eye that allows them to keep their eyelids open throughout the day without having to sleep, which means they can be extra alert if there are any predators nearby. And these membranes are known as nictitating membranes. Reptiles, amphibians, cats and dogs all have these membranes. Meerkats have extra long vibrissae or whiskers on the front of their face, and their noses get longer and longer with age until they become almost an overhanging proboscis or little trunk, overhanging the lower jaw substantially. When they're very young, the noses are very short so that they can suckle from their mother easily. Meerkats have a specialized valve inside their ear. This fleshy valve actually can expand to seal off the entire fleshy ear completely. This is most unusual. When having a look at the rest of the meerkat's anatomy, the tail is actually shorter than the body and has a black tip to the tail, which is very characteristic. The tail is often used as a support when meerkats stand up, as can be seen, but it is not prehensile. In other words, it cannot hold onto an object like a spider monkey's tail could, for example. Meerkats have very flat top heads, which allow them to put just the top of the head out of a burrow without exposing the entire body to danger. Their eyes are also very high up on their heads, which allow them to see easily without having to put their whole body out of the burrow again. The eyes are also slightly forward in the head and to the side of the head, because meerkats are both predator and prey. Many predators have their eyes situated in the front of their head, such as people, for example, designed to be predators with 3-dimensional binocular vision and depth perception. Many prey items have their eyes on the side of their head, so that they can turn their heads to watch predators approaching. So the meerkat can look out for food and predators at the same time because of the position of the eyes, both forward and to the side of the head. The patterns on the meerkat's back are disruptive crypsis or camouflage, which break up the meerkat's shape. Each of these patterns is completely unique to another meerkat's back patterns. Meerkats will often lie flat if they are caught out in the open by a predator, such as a bird of prey, a martial eagle or tawny eagle, for example, flying by, or in fact, if it's a ground predator like a black-backed jackal, or cat species, or monitor lizard, they will all run together, and the patterns seem to just blend and make them look like one larger animal, which often seems to intimidate predators, who will then quite often leave them alone. Meerkat doesn't usually weigh much more than about 850 grams in the wild for an adult, up to 1.1 kilograms for a pregnant female, so not much more than a little water container, in fact, in weight. Meerkats have no carnassial or cutting teeth. They have puncturing and crushing teeth. These are very sharp, of course, and meerkats can often use these to hold on to some prey that's trying to escape, like scorpions, millipedes, and so on. And also very useful for finding external parasites like ticks and fleas. A bit of auto-grooming going on right now. The anatomy of the meerkat, the sex, is very similar to that in appearance of a cat or a dog, and can be easily differentiated. the short story of the meerkat's anatomy. It's almost time for the Ungulungu meerkat group to go to sleep. And there's lots of huddling behavior going on. Some of them are nodding off. It's been a very long day. Waking up just after 5 o'clock this morning, and this is just before 7 o'clock this evening. And the date today is the 21st of December 2008. All the baby meerkats from November 2008 litter, all 5 of them are doing very well, being well fed, all alive and well. So there are 21 animals in total in the group right now. Quite often meerkats' teeth, especially the canines, the upper jaw, can be seen protruding from the jaw because the meerkats often have their noses sticking up once they've groomed. The ears can actually move backwards and forwards slightly. Again, I like to always mention, for those who may not have heard these sounds before, the sounds I make are to identify myself to the meerkats, that they know it's the same researcher that they've got used to hearing for many years, and they tolerate me just as if I were an object that makes sounds. So they know where I am at all times. But these sounds are not meerkat calls. I don't make meerkat calls because if I did do this, the meerkats would start to interact with me and think I was a meerkat, so that's not what I want. They're so used to hearing these kind of sounds, even from great distances they can identify who I am, long before I get closer to them. So it also masks other sounds I might make, like coughing or sneezing, zipping, velcro sounds, scraping, crunching sounds, or anything like that. Now if we get animals like these used to those sounds, and these sounds are heard, crunching sounds, etc., then the animals would simply ignore those sounds. And the next time a predator were to make those sounds, they would get caught by the predator because they'd ignore those warnings. So in fact, we make absolutely sure that any scraping sounds, etc., are masked by us when we're around the animals. And when we're not around them, they will still react to the sounds as they should. And these sounds have nothing to do with the natural environment. So there are no associations to these sounds at all. If we had to make whistling sounds, for example, the animals would already react to those sounds, because often birds of prey make whistling sounds in this area before attacking. So the meerkats would be on alert, basically expecting a bird of prey to attack them if I had to make those kind of sounds, which is obviously not what we want either. Everybody else has gone to sleep. Just these 3 who are still up and about. And of course, this clip, as always, filmed in the Meerkat Magic Valley, the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project here in South Africa, Western Cape, OUDTSHOORN. And that ends another Meerkat Magic Day.